Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 9 video. We have one more week before the mid-season break, so I'll explain what the schedule is going to be with Agent Carter and when S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming back. They totally dropped a Terrigen bomb reveal in the episode. I think it was something that we had suspected all along, but I'll explain how I think that's going to work with the cinematic universe. So careful for spoilers from the episode if you haven't seen it yet, but starting with top 5 moments. Number 5, the Patton Oswalt twins. Technically it's triplets, because remember, one of them died. Ward killed one of them, which they happily let him know when he came on board the bus. There's this really funny thing Patton Oswalt said one time. He's been working in Hollywood for a long time as a scriptwriter, or he doesn't really write scripts so much as he helps fix them. Even, I think as far back as maybe like the late 90s, they would call him in for big animated movies, and he would do something called Punch Up, where he would take a script or a movie that they had finished and make it funnier by inserting like little jokes, like characters off screen that would say things just to make scenes funnier. And that's really what he was used for in this episode. He got some really cool moments, but generally he was like the person that brought all the jokes into the episode. Technically, he was not Punch Up for this episode. Like, he was written in at the script stage. Like, they didn't bring him in after they'd finished it. But I feel like if we hadn't seen Patton Oswalt joking up this episode, it would have fallen completely flat. Like, you have to have the funny moments in order for the really scary moments to land. It's not so much an Easter egg either, but that umbrella was like that very penguin-looking umbrella was a nice callback to Patton Oswalt at one point being rumored to play the Penguin in the Batman franchise. Patton Oswalt would make a perfect Penguin, but that's the DC universe. He's in the Marvel universe now, so we might not ever see that come to play. But I felt like that was a nice shout out for that, especially if you were around whenever those rumors were going on. I think that was in the early days of the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy when that was rumored, or maybe even before that. There was actually a point when Patton Oswalt was first cast on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. last year when he thought that they were casting him as MODOK. It was just something funny that he said, just based on the way he looked. Like, he doesn't look like your typical badass S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. So he was like, am I MODOK? Is that what they're casting me as? Just some great inside jokes. He's just so good at deflating tension, especially when he has invisibility umbrellas. Number 4, Mockingbird teases a secret team and a possible secret Nick Fury plan. If you caught that moment in the cockpit where she said she didn't want to bring Hunter in on the other thing, that other thing is possibly a side Nick Fury plot. She was dancing around it, but it seems like she does not want Coulson to destroy the city. I don't think that makes her evil, like she's not a double agent, but she could be doing something for Nick Fury. At this point, I do feel like the city is Attilan. I feel like that's confirmed. I'll explain that in a second. But if you remember in the original Avengers movie, he talks about the Phase 2 weapons, the Tesseract-based energy weapons. I think the city and the Inhumans are going to turn into the Phase 3 weapons type thing. Or at least that might be the idea that Fury has. I don't think it's going to go down exactly the way they plan it. But it seems like Mockingbird might turn on Coulson when he tries to blow the city. I do think that they'll have that big WTF moment where he has his hand on a button and gets ready to blow it up and someone jumps to try and stop him. It just feels like a very TV moment, so of course I think they're going to do it. There's no way that Kevin Feige would let them destroy the city of the Inhumans on TV without it ever appearing in the movies. That's one of the first problems of having a shared cinematic universe that's planned out far in advance. It has a way of circumventing a lot of the tension that you try to create in television-based stories. Raising the WTF just a couple steps. Number 3, Agent 33 still has like a really messed up version of May's face. Just to explain, her face is stuck like that. The reason that big scar shows is because underneath that, her face is really messed up, and the disguising technology is totally messed up, like it's fused with her, so she's stuck like that. Me Not posted a picture of this last week with her with the messed up face makeup on. I was actually pretty shocked because it implied that something really crazy was going to happen to May. But then when I saw it was Agent 33, it was all explained. Somehow, I do not feel like they're going to be able to redeem her. Like, she's going to have to die. Although you do get the sense that she is going to turn on Whitehall. Like, she's conflicted. I think they'll be able to break her programming, but she'll still have to die. The only other option for her is to become one of these new Inhumans. And I don't feel like she's on that path. I kept waiting for the entire episode for May to address that though. Do you realize she's still wearing my face? Who knew May was so vain? It is really creepy though, but it was nice that they totally gave that Patton Oswalt joke like right after that to completely deflate the moment. It was just a very well-timed joke. Number 2, Team Coulson finds the entrance to the city, but it completely messes Mac up. Here's what I think is going down. I think that's an automated defense mechanism of the city, that it turns invaders against themselves. It could mean that Mac has inhuman potential in him, otherwise, it might have just turned him to stone or dust like it does everyone else. I would totally love to see like a Mac Inhuman, just him all hulked out without actually being the Hulk. And yes, he fell down the shaft, but there's no way that he's completely dead. Like, whatever the changes happened to him, they clearly made him almost invincible, so he was totally going to come back in the next episode. I don't think they're going to make it into the city until either Reyna or Skye touches the obelisk to that symbol on the floor. Speaking of which, number one, WTF moment, of course, Reyna explains the Kree. This was like a really huge moment. I feel like it just did not land the way they intended it though, because we've been saying Kree all season long. I think even since last season, there were a couple possibilities for the blue alien in Tahiti, but really after the first episode and after they did the big Guardians of the Galaxy storyline, Kree, straight up Kree. The real story now though is Inhumans. They haven't officially confirmed it, like they haven't said it out loud on the show. But if you look at this cover of the Inhumans comic that they just released, or they're getting ready to release, the symbols near Black Bolt's throne, same symbols as the one of the map of the city Coulson has. So yeah, of course, Inhumans, totally. Like I said just a second ago, one of the big problems of a highly pre-planned cinematic universe is that you see things coming a mile away if you're one of those people that reads the comics. This is where DC has an advantage in that the TV shows, the DC TV shows like Arrow and The Flash, can do whatever they want regardless of what the movies want. So there's still some surprises they can throw at you. It is a matter of opinion which you think is better because, sometimes it is fun when you know that they're going to do something really big that you enjoyed. The downside being that you don't get the big WTF reveal that you would have gotten if you didn't know it was coming. And now the conversation turns to, are Skye and Reyna going to turn into people from the comics? In last week's video, I explained how I think Skye is going to get like the Earth-based power. She's going to be able to cause quakes. I don't think that they're going to change her face. I think she'll still be like Chloe Bennett looking. They might give her glowy eyes or something like that, but they're not going to give her giant prosthetics or anything. Reyna, on the other hand, I think is going to have more emotion or psychic-based powers. That just lends itself to some of the aspects that her character has already. If they don't kill her off, I really hope they do not kill her off. If anyone is going to turn into an actual monster, I think it's going to be Skye's father. He's already got the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing going on. I think I also addressed that in last week's video, so I'll have links to that at the end of this. Let me know though, what was your favorite moment from the episode, and which Inhumans do you want to see Skye and Reyna turn into? The only real big Easter egg I saw in the episode, and I'm not considering the Kree an Easter egg, because it was at the Easter egg level when we first saw that blue alien, but it was the Bermuda Triangle shout out. Clark Gregg says they figured it out in the 80s. In 1980, they actually had a storyline called Hulk Island, where there was an island that the Hulk went to in the Bermuda Triangle. Overall, I had to give the episode a B. I mean, it was a complete setup for the finale, so there wasn't a lot of dramatic tension, and we saw the big reveal, the Kree reveal, coming miles and miles away. That being said, best performance in the episode, totally Patton Oswalt. If you can't give them a scare, then give them a laugh. And that's what he does best. So obviously whenever he shows up in an episode, he's going to do something hilarious. I felt like it was just a bonus that they gave him like the action comedy moment. Like this could have been a Schwarzenegger movie from the 80s, like the way they took down some of those Hydra people. I will give the show the benefit of the doubt. So next week when we have the big mid-season finale, what they become, we find out what they actually become. I will give them a giant high five if they have the balls to like physically alter one of their main cast members permanently for the show. That's just like a lot of work every week for them to show that character. I would give them props. I still feel like there's absolutely no way we're going to see the royal family. They might tease them or there might be some Easter eggs, but I still feel like those characters are going to premiere in the movies. So right now, big announcements. Here are the really important dates about when S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming back, when Agent Carter is happening. Next week, S.H.I.E.L.D. goes on break. Episode 11, whenever it comes back, will be March 3rd. Agent Carter is going to premiere January 6th, and it'll run for 8 episodes. No idea what their big overarching storyline is, but it'll probably tie in with the films. Like it'll be integrated into the Marvel Cinematic Universe in a small way. We're totally going to see Howard Stark. They cast the real life Jarvis, so it's going to be awesome. Totally check it out. I will be doing weekly videos for it, so be sure to subscribe to get all that stuff if you're not. In terms of the crossover with Avengers 2, yes, there will be characters from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. featured, like they'll get small cameos. Right now, Triplet is the only person that we know of for sure. Probably Coulson too. He might just get referenced though. Clark Gregg has said he's not in it, but I've heard rumors that he is, so we'll see. Of all the other characters, Mockingbird is the other one that has potential to show up in the films. They are doing Avengers 2 reshoots right now, so if there's any big information that comes out of that, like if they add any scenes or any characters, especially Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters, I'll be sure to do a bonus video for it. So if you're watching this on your mobile phone or your tablet, I have new mobile links up here. It's the same as the links that I had over here. But click here for my episode 8 video. I talk a little bit about who I think the Skye is going to turn into. And click here to learn all about Daniel Bruhl in Captain America 3 and who he might be playing, which villain he might be playing. Thank you so much for watching. So that's all. High five. I will see you guys tonight.